John Devine here from Devine Canines, here to give you another tactical canine deployment critique. Here's a canine officer in a high-speed chase going into a neighborhood, pursuing a truck that failed to stop. He ends up pulling into a driveway and engages in a standoff. You'll see this officer engages in a standoff. Instead of shooting him, deploys his canine. Goes in, good bite, good hold. Other officers come in. You'll see in the interviews, the officer noticed that this suspect didn't have a gun in his hand. He had great hand ID and noticed he was only holding a small flashlight. This attention to detail ended up saving this suspect's life.
Start, though, with that police officer who did not shoot a gunman when some say that he could have easily pulled the trigger.
Our Steve Pickett live at the Grand Prairie Police Department, where the police chief is praising his officers.
And to me, his hands looked empty. It didn't look like he had anything in his hands.
We get a lot of attention when we use lethal force. When we don't use lethal force and we could, let's give that the equal level of attention.
Police Chief Steve Dye says he's confident his officer could have fired on the man who faced Officer Payne.
What Officer Payne did was he applied that training. We're not always going to be perfect here at my department or any department, but when we show that restraint and that high level of training to not have to take a life, that's important.
Even though I would have been justified, it still would have weighed on my heart, having to shot somebody that didn't have a weapon, even if I was justified in doing so.
Another great canine team working to save lives instead of taking them. If you like these tactical canine reviews, please leave some comments below. Thanks for tuning in.